Well, hey, everybody. Good morning. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a virtual stitching retreat, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Central, where we just kind of hang out here and enjoy ourselves. Oh, my goodness. I see Kim's channel's got 5 grandkids on the way. Oh, girl, I don't know if I could do that. Good for you. That's fantastic. Hey, if you're new here, let us know. And pop in the chat and say hi. There's a welcoming committee wandering around somewhere in the back. And we've also got a virtual kitchen. I think Scotty Dog might be in there. And Barbara's usually got the coffee ready. So just wander over. And on your way, there's a thumbs up button. Hit that on your way in and let everybody know you like the content. I would appreciate that very much. Free to do. Subscribe while you're at it. So I'm back on my game today, y'all. I'm good. Yesterday, I had a bad night the night before, and I was up most of the night, so I was really tired yesterday. But I'm back on my game, feeling 100%, and it's great to see everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. So I know the title said long arming panels, and I'm not going to do that today. If you're here for that, I apologize. I'll change the title after we finish up. But I will take you over. I'm going to roll you over and show you. Or if I can, maybe I can just lift you up. Let me see what I can do here. And I'm going to do 3 panels at one time. And then I'm going to get that video done today. I think that you guys can see. If I get you up tall enough, like me tall. Everybody always tells me that. I'm surprised you're so tall. I'm almost 5'9". Okay, so I'm going to turn you around. You can see the rest of my sewing room. So see, I've got, okay, so there's 3 panels sitting on the long arm. See that? So there's one, and these 2 are the same. And there's 2. So 1 and 2 are the same. And then there's 3 over there. And I got the backing already. They're Christmas panels. I've had them for several years. And matter of fact, they're tight. I think one of them has 2022. They look like little samplers. They're from Joanna Figueroa from Fig Tree and Company by Moda. And I think. And so I'm like, why am I just letting them just sit there? You know, that's not healthy for the panel. So they are going to be 4 different, almost like snack mat size. There's 4 the same on each panel. And then the middle has, can be like trivet type thing. So I'm going to do that and get those on there. And then, so the idea is I'll base them all down and then let the design stitch and then cut them out, and they'll be cut apart, right? So that's the plan on that for now. We shall see. All right. So is there a way to see the live chat after the video ends? Yeah, Krista. There is. It's always there. I never turn that off. So it's always there. It just depends on the device that you're on. I know if you're on a desktop or laptop, it's pretty easy to see. It pops up automatically. If you're on a mobile device like a tablet or a phone, you've got to do some messing around with 3 dots. Depends on your device. I don't know. So where can you find a panel? Oh, Michelle, every quilt store is loaded down with them. Loaded down with them. I have so many, and they're hanging on a hanger on the side of my, I got them right over here. These are all my Christmas ones there's Frito. These are all my Christmas ones. Oh, I don't know if you can see them. There they are. So they're hanging right there, right there. Okay. There's my Christmas panels hanging on a wooden hanger. And they need to, my plans always evolve. Yeah. That's what happens. what can I do with that? And then you get done with it and you're like, well, maybe I'll do this with it instead. That's okay. Yeah. Well, Sue, I'm glad you're back too. I'm glad you're back. Thank you for joining us and taking time out of your day. So Frida wants her goldfish. You want a goldfish? Do you want a goldfish? Somebody sent me an email this morning and said goldfish are toxic to dogs. And I'm like, what? No way. Frida says goldfish aren't toxic to dogs. Poor girl. So that's it. You only get one. Yeah, you only get one. So I had to go do my own investigating. And it's all about the salt. That's all it is about the salt, you guys. They say onion powder and garlic powder, this, that, and the other. Y'all, believe me, dogs that eat garbage, fine. As long as she doesn't get the trots, I'm fine with it. She loves them too. So, yeah, I saw that and I thought, I've been giving my dogs goldfish crackers, oh my gosh, for over a decade, and they're fine. So no trouble at all. Maybe live goldfish. Maybe. I don't know. So yeah, she's good. She's good. You don't feed them a bowl of them. But anyway. What are you doing? What's going on, Betty Boop? Running a test for what? So yeah, if your dog only gets one, you got to watch. These are the same people that say that salt's bad for us, right? And so you think they're toxic for humans? I think they're toxic for my waistline. That's probably what they are. The trots. That's right, El Favor. So these are the same people that say that salt is bad for humans. And I'm no doctor, obviously. I have a totally different take on that. So I've told you guys for years I'm a nerd, right? I'm a Star Trek junkie. I have been my whole life. And I always think of that Star Trek episode of that poor, what we call the expendable crewman who went behind a rock and came away dead. And there was a monster that sucked all the salt out of his body and he just kind of died. And he was like, a little puddle of nothing and they needed salt. Oh, a website just for panels. Okay, thanks, Betty Boop. But I've always seen that. And so we need salt for sweat, right? We got to have it. And so I've never paid attention to that salt stuff. And my doctor's never told me not to eat salt, or limit my salt. So anyway, yeah, I'm always the red shirt crew member. That's right, Wendy. The expendable crew member. Those were the engineering guys. You could always, those were a dime a dozen. I know. Yes, I watched Survivor. I did. I actually went to bed before the announcement was made, but Keith told me who won because he watched it. It was fine. Sometimes it always bothers me when really strong players get bounced off because they're a threat. And those people who hang back, the timid and the mousy, are the ones who win only because they laid low. They didn't win challenges. Well, Kelsey won a few, but anyway, so it's the one in the red shirt. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I never paid attention to the shirts, but you're right. I always just called them the expendable crew member. So red shirts were engineering. So it's all about strategy. Yeah. Yeah. Raw onions. Can I explain why I add the step create new design after you set up the blanket stitch, such as for the eyes and the mouth? So Harriet, that actually has to do, okay, this is a good question. She's talking about when I'm doing Snapplique, she's talking about, so you make the monster design and everything, and then I'll go in and say, I want to go create design, begin new design to make the eyeballs and the mouth and all of that. Okay. The reason for that is, and you may even want to change the thread color, which can be helpful. Either embroidery software, well, embroidery machines, and each machine is different. All right. So you have set it up so that it's a whole different step from, because you go create, design, begin new design. You've set it up from a whole different step from the step that was before it, because you've told it create a new design. Even when you do that, if you don't change the color, what can happen is when you put it into your embroidery machine, you convert it to a PES or whatever machine you have, format that you have, the machine will blend it in to the step before it, even though you've told it it's a separate design. Especially if you don't tell it it's a separate design, it does not see the difference between the black stitch that it just stitched around the eyelids or a shirt collar and the mouth. Okay. Sometimes that's not a big deal. It will blend them all in. It'll just do it, cut the thread maybe, and jump to the next one and do it. Some machines don't cut jump threads, and you may not want that jump thread there. Maybe you want it to stop. The machine will behave differently if it's a single needle versus a multi-needle. So essentially, when you tell it to create a new design, you're telling the machine, I want you to stop after that last stitch you just did. I want you to stop, and maybe you didn't change the thread color and it's okay, and it can go ahead and jump to the eyes and the mouth. But it's the embroidery machine itself that will decide if it's going to blend. If it's the same color, it's going to blend it and just keep going on. You may or may not want that to happen. So it's always a good, oh, thank you, Phyllis, for your sticker. I appreciate that, sweetheart. You're a doll. Thank you. More thread. Yay. You may or may not want that to happen. And to me, it's always best practice to create a definitive step difference between stitching this and stitching that. Because an embroidery machine, when you pop that design in, the machine may do you a favor and just blend it all together into one, whether or not you wanted that to happen or not. So especially if you change the thread color, then it will certainly stop. You'll see that. You definitely will see that when you go to stitch out your designs, where it'll finish doing something, and then all of a sudden it includes, when it finished that stitch on a blanket stitch from a piece that it put down, then it automatically, without stopping, again, you may or may not want it to, it will jump to stitching the eyes and the mouth or whatever. In this case, because everything is stitched in black, it's not that big of a deal. But I tried to teach best practice so that if you had wanted to change the color of it or whatever, you just need to do that. Do I combine the designs before saving? No. To me, I kind of think of them in categories. Okay, these are blanket stitches and these are run stitches for facial expressions, or these are going to be bean stitches for lettering or something like that. I try to keep them separated in the stitches. But again, if it's all the same thread color, then your machine may or may not just blend it all into one. And you never know what those machines are going to do. I've seen that happen frequently on my Luminaire and especially on the multi-needle. So let me see. You have been, yeah, if you're combining them and they work, that's fine. But digitizing is its own art form, you guys. It's its own skill set. And if you don't fully understand it, like me, I'm not a digitizer. What I'm doing with Snapplique is being lazy on stitching all that stuff down myself with the domestic. Okay. So I'm having the embroidery machine do it for me. And I only know about digitizing just what I know. Okay. I'm certainly no Designs by Juju or John Deere or Steve Wilson or anything like that. But I just want, and now your needle threader won't work. Oh, I hate that, Carol. Ugh. That's annoying, right? So I thought today I'm not going to do the I'm not going to do anything with the panels. But Pammy, where is that? Navadalis. Navadalis? Where is, I got mesquite. Where is that? Bean stitch is a triple stitch, correct? I'm not sure, El Faber. I've seen, no, I don't. I think they're different. I'm pretty sure they're different. So a bean stitch makes it look like a tiny, teeny, tiny little loop attached, just a tiny little loop attached. A triple stitch does a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I know. I hate, yeah, needle threaders. There's a machine. It's the Elegante 2. It's the Elegante and Elegante 2 from Baby Lock. That needle threader, if you've got one of those machines, if that thing goes south, it's over. They don't even make parts for that anymore. You cannot thread the machine unless you have that automatic needle threader on that Baby Lock Elegante. That is so bad that they stopped making that. They changed because they had so much trouble with them. So if you do have one of those machines and your needle threader goes kaput, it's over. Yeah, that's a bad thing. I heard that from my repair guy. Okay. So I thought, just to be productive and not sit here and yak with you guys, I would go ahead and do the June mini quilt from Kimberbell, right? That's got to get done, and I'm behind the power curve on that. I have not decided. Oh, I didn't send it over to the machine. I don't know if it's on a USB or not. I don't think it is. Yours a... Oh, really? The needle threader's bad on your Valiant? That's too bad. Yeah. Man, the one on the Luminaire works great. We were stitching on the cruise on some Janome 550Es. The needle threaders were, you know, sometimes they work. Most of the time they work, I think. If it gets out of alignment, though, then you've got to have a tech take a look at it. I'm having a day like you, Candace. Yeah. Scotty Dog's got monkey bread in the kitchen. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna point toward my computer. You guys, I'm gonna send the design over to my machine. I do it through Brilliance. I'm gonna go new and document and Embroidery and Kimberbell. Let's see. Okay. Isn't wireless awesome? My quilt's on my long arm. It's not a quilt yet, Candace. Right now, it's a backing with some panels on it. Your auto threader on your, the thread cutter on your Stellaire. Yours seems not to cut all the time. Kim. That happens. So that is actually called a trim feature in embroidery world language. The trim is not working. You can, if it's under warranty, you may have a piece of thread stuck in there. I've seen that on the 1055, and I can get to those thread trimmers. It's a pair of flat blades that, right? They just, and I'll get thread stuck in there sometimes. It's hard. Clean out the bobbin area. There's something caught in the cutter. Yeah, that's usually what it is. I don't know about on the Stellaire. I know on the Luminaire, I can't get to the thread cutter on this one. And I do not want to take it apart to get to it. Like I was telling y'all the other day, I'm not doing that. So, and it's not under warranty. If I have something stuck in here, I'll have my repair guy take a look at it. So, all right. So let's see. Pull this up. You guys, I get the nicest emails from y'all. You're telling me that I reignited your love for embroidery, and I sit in here and go, I must be boring those people to absolute death. I'm going to go to embroidery. I was going to do some peaches. Let's see. And it's on wireless. And where's my peaches? I never did finish that May one. Let me see. There they are. Peaches. Set. Let me see what it is for peaches. I've got my little 6x10 hoop here. It had some stabilizer in it. Left over from a project that I ended up not doing. Y'all are talking amongst yourselves. I love it. That's awesome. Okay. I don't know what the design is for the peaches. I'm just winging it here without directions. I might have directions on that little tablet right there. Let me see what's on here. Hello, computer. Y'all, this is a Microsoft Surface that I purchased for my Grace long arm. Well, I don't have the Grace anymore. And now I've got this $1,300 tablet sitting over here not being used. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what a waste. It's going to think about what it's doing. I know those instructions are on that right there. Can I send wirelessly from a Mac to a Luminaire? Dawn, you can do it through Embrilliance. Embrilliance has the ability. You have to have Embrilliance on the Mac. Okay. Yeah. You can't send from the computer to the Luminaire. You need a piece of software in the middle of that. So I'm just looking at y'all's comments. Sell the laptop? No. Y'all, I don't sell computers just like I don't sell machines. I'm not pre-cutting the pieces. Betsy, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't even looked at the instructions yet. Oh, here we go. I keep it plugged in so it gets all its updates and all that. Let's see. I thought that I had, instructions. Okay. All right. Just a minute. And I used to have a little pen. I had a pen for this thing. I don't know what happened to it. It might be on that tablet that can't see my tablet for the King Quilter 2 Elite. It had a pen that came, it had a computer that came with it. That tablet came with that, with the Pro Stitcher. Here's my pen right here. You know what else I can't see? You guys? Yeah, I got my stuff together. I'm a video professional. Uh-huh. Gotta have my glasses. Okay. Brother database transfer. Yeah, Vonnie, that works too. You can send wirelessly using the Brother Design Database Transfer. That's a free program from Brother. But again, you've got to have a computer in the middle of it. You cannot send direct wireless directly from a computer. You got to have a program. You know what I mean? It's not like you can pull it up in your yellow files and just send it over to the machine. You can't do that. You got to have a program, whether it's the utility that's the design database transfer, or you've got it in, an embroidery software program or something like that. Debbie says, "How big is my room?" 422 square feet, 21 by 21. This is an old 2-car garage. Yep. That's how big my room is. So I was telling my friend Dana the other day, we were talking about plan Bs, plan B. What would you do in your life? Plan B. So that, if one day I'm by myself here, what would I do? Because I cannot take care of this property by myself at all. And I told her, I said, I would move out I'd sell this place, and I would move. We have an RV and boat storage, and there's a double wide on the boat storage right now. I've got tenants in there. And I said that I would get rid of the double wide. What does my shirt say? It says, choose your weapon. Choose my weapon. I said I would get rid of the double wide, and I would build a barn-dominium around my long arm. That's what I would do. Absolutely do that. It's always good to have a plan B, right? They have a pretty big property too. She said she put a mom pod on her daughter's property. Let's see. I am looking for my documents. And now this is the benefit of running what's plan C for me? This is a plan C, Tina. So what happened? What are you doing? Come on. This is the benefit of cloud, you guys. Embroidery. It's all the same on all the computers everywhere I go. Let's see here. Camberbell. My mini quilts. Instructions. June. That's going to download one item from the cloud. There we go. Y'all got sound? A barn-dominium? Yeah, those are the bomb. You guys, what is going on here? Well, of course it's me. I'm waiting for that to download. Come on. There it is. There we go. Okay, peaches. What are we doing with the peaches? Let me get to the peaches block. They always do something with something special with an embellishment or whatever, and you never know. So I wanted to double check it. After reconstructing outlines and design is complete, do I export outlines as SVG and take design back into Canvas and resend to scan and cut to cut fabric? So, Kay, you can do that that will make absolutely certain that those shapes are going to fit those designs. You don't have to. I think Betty Boop does that. You can. You do not have to. There's the blueberries. I'm not doing. Here's my peaches. All right, peaches. Peaches are numbered from left to right, but are not stitched in that order. The background is the dark blue. Okay. I don't know if I want to do background quilting. Okay. You're using foam. Sure enough, they've got flexi foam on these peaches. What are shouses? Metal pole barns. Houses built like metal pole barns. So that sounds like a barn dominium. That's what we call them down here in Texas. You can find barn dominium websites. Y'all, they're fantastic. They're really nice. So it's really metal buildings, and they've got that spray foam on the inside. So they're super insulated. And then inside of that, you've got sheetrock and big, beautiful beams, and it looks exactly like a perfect house. It's just not a traditionally built home. So, yeah, a mom pod wouldn't hold my stuff either. No, I have to have a barn dominium. Shed houses. Oh, I see. Okay, thanks, Candace. Yeah, but barn doors are great. Oh my gosh, they make them down here all over the place. You see them at beautiful homes. Half brick up the front. We've got a friend of ours that lives on an airstrip, and he's got a barn door built with one half of it is a hangar for his airplane. And he sits right on the airfield. That home is beautiful. And once you go from the airplane hangar into that door into the rest of the house, you cannot tell that you're not in a traditional home. They're fantastic. So, but they're they're a lot less expensive than a traditional home too, but they're built just the same. So, with the pecs and the floor for the water and walls and all that business, it's all the same, but super insulated. Most of them use that spray foam. So you have a lot of barn doors in Wyoming. Yes, they're nice. They're really nice. And they're a lot less expensive than a traditional home. What's really nice is you can build them completely custom, So like I said, I'd have a room around my long arm. My sewing space would be, oh man, bathroom, kitchenette, whole 9 yards, the whole thing downstairs. I don't even know that I'd have an upstairs. If I did, it would just be for guests, but not for me. I'm not climbing stairs. It'd be beautiful. Okay. So this is why I use this tablet now. So we cannot pre-cut our pieces because we have foam. That's the thing too, you guys. If you're ever doing an applique design and it's got puffy foam in it, you can't pre-cut your pieces because your pieces won't be big enough. You'd worry about being blown away. No, Debbie, those things are sturdy. We've got a company down here called Mueller. They make Mueller metal buildings. Those things, oh man. And they make barn doors as well. I tell you what, that the stanchions for the metal go down into the ground. They're not going anywhere. Let's see. You're doing finishing in your barn dominium. Oh, at a camp in Mississippi. Nice, Vicki. Yeah, that's cool. Good. All right. So I need that blue fabric for the background. I think I'll float this. Oh, wow. You had 91 mile an hour winds. Holy moly. What is my tablet on? That's the yellow tray. That's a Lori Holt book holder. I've got my kit here. I wonder, I hope that piece of navy blue fabric is in here for the peaches. I don't see it. Uh-oh. I don't see it. Let's see. the peaches. Well, we've got all of these. These are going to be some of the little peach parts. But that navy blue fabric. I wonder if I used it on another project and I had a bunch left and I threw it in my scrap basket. That's entirely possible. That's entirely possible. Yeah. No, I don't have it here. I wonder if there's any navy blue fabric in my sewing room. Let's see. Yeah, the scan and cut will cut the foam, Ruth. Absolutely. Yeah, that's good. I know it's just paper wrapper that I dropped. Just a bag and a wrapper that I dropped. Off I go. I don't know how big that needs to be. Oh, it said 6.5 by 8.5. Here we are, not even 8 o'clock in the morning. And so it begins, you guys. I know exactly which fabric they're talking about. It's a standard. They do their fabrics from Maywood. And I've got a lot of their fabric in here. And it's not that big of a deal if it's not the exact one, because I kind of know what color that is. Here's a little crackle. That'll work. Right? That'll work fine. So these are not fat quarters. These are what I call viable scraps. And I love these little bins. I drag them all over the room. They're wonderful. That is a U-line. That's a U-line. It's designed, you know, for warehouses and stuff. And it's got those bins, fat quarters. There's fat quarters on the top 2 rows. Whoop, right there. Fat quarters on those top 2 rows. And then down here are all scraps. Yeah, good enough for government work. That's right. You want to come play at my house? Well, come on. We can all come play at my house, right? Okay, so this will work for my scrap, for the background. All right. 6.5 by 8.5. Must go and tend to the 9-week-old. Oh, Beth, I used to have a basset hound. Oh my gosh, I love that dog. Shh, don't tell Frito. She'll get her feelings hurt. Love that dog. Oh my goodness. Yeah, bassets are great. My dad said, "Why'd you get a dog with no legs?" Oh, you get lost in the U-Line catalog? Yeah, me too. I know. Those are great. They're pretty good. I call them all the time. I go, "Hey, I need another handle for this, and I need another set of wheels for that, and I need. I was looking in my basket here to see if that fabric, who knows what I do with it. 6.5 by 8.5. Mm-hmm. Okay. You got a rotary cutter in here, Frito? She's like, "What are you doing?" Is Bonnie here? Hey, Bonnie, are y'all in Ruidoso yet? Oh, I didn't know when you were leaving. Okay. 8.5 by 6.5 or thereabouts. So I will make it 9 by 7 just to be sure. There we go. Now I'm going to trim it to size. Finally figured out your scan and cut and canvas. Downloaded in Brilliance. Still Greek. Crafty Pat, just can I only send my patterns from scan and cut to Embrilliance with a flash drive? You can do that. You have to use a USB. You save the designs to a USB, but you have Embrilliance. If you have, so you say you got Canvas, you can save your designs to Canvas and then and then send from the cloud down to your computer and pull them into Brilliance. Yeah, you can do that. You got to have something in between. You guys are all talking about what you're going to do with your perfect sewing rooms. I love it. Get this ironed up. Get the creases out of it. I thought I'd go ahead and do that this morning and get at least one block done. You need more likes? Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Like. Bonnie, I missed your response. This is good. I'm going to get my peaches looking great in here. Let me fold this. I need a half and fold this and give me a half so I kind of got an idea. All right. Very good. You made the bedroom into a sewing room. You know, I have 2 sewing rooms. Nice. Yeah, I had a friend of mine, big, beautiful, formal living room. Walked in her house and I was like, oh, my long arm would look gorgeous in here. She was like, what? I said, yeah, I'd totally make this huge living room into a sewing studio for sure. You're setting up your first ever sewing room right now. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Good for you. Wonderful. You'll change it around 20 times before you get it the way you like it. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. I need a piece of batting. I just happen to have one right here. Right? Just happen to have one right here. Okay. That's not so hard. You have a non-sewer. I don't get that logic. You don't get the logic of what, Teresa? To take over a room? Oh. Somebody asked in Facebook about the use of the word strawberries. So that is an edit that I did not take care of when I was editing videos. That's the reason I pulled that wolf video down. Some of you mentioned, the wolf was up, you saw it, you were going to get to it, and you did something, you came back and the video was gone. So that's poor editing on my part. You took over your living room. There you go, Amy. Yeah. Long arms in your family room, Kim. Atta girl. That's the way to do it. We've got those big rooms in your houses that nobody ever, formal dining rooms. We had this great idea. That was you on the wolf. Yeah. So what happened was I didn't edit it properly. I was looking at it. And I saw a bunch of edits that had not been done. I was listening to it and I said, oh my gosh, did I forget to edit that video? And then I noticed a bunch more issues with it. And so I pulled it down and then I edited it and I put it back out there that afternoon. So that's what happened with that. My sewing room needs a declutter too, but I'm not that bad. I try to stay on top of it. Killia says she started quilting, her house is getting smaller. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here and I need to see what my first, you know what I need to do? What's my first thread? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter till we get to a peach, a light peach, a dark peach, a green, and a white. Okay. Okay. So I will put a white in here since it doesn't, or I could just use the light peach. Let me use this light peach. When you're doing projects with Kimberbell and it doesn't matter what color the thread is that you're using, then just put, go through your instructions until you see the first thread that does matter and use that one for all of the threads that don't matter. It's just one less thread change, right? Just getting ahead of it. Okay. And you know what? I noticed, I think in my embellishments, was it this one? That I didn't get the foam, if I remember correctly. Did I get foam? That's right. Yeah, this is on the mini quilts. I did not get foam in this as an embellishment, and I think they wanted you to buy it separate. I got a little bit of a piece of heartburn with that because when you're spending that kind of money on embellishments, then the foam ought to come with it. That's just me. I'm just saying, I just happen to have leftovers from previous Kimberbell projects, so I'm good. But not a fan of that, you guys. Don't mind saying it. I mean, I love Kimberbell to death, but I'm one of you, and that's how I think. They don't ever send that foam. I know, Nan. All right, so let's see what we got to do here. We hit embroidery. First step is an outline for foam. We'll probably do this every day this week. Well, today, tomorrow, maybe Monday. I know my husband shows off my sewing room too. He says, first she took over my game room, then she took over my... Okay, and then we need this. I'm going to put this like right here. Just going to cover that placement line completely. It goes around twice. That's good. Yeah, you guys hit the thumbs up. Monday's a holiday. Am I going to have a show? Sure. I imagine so. It's a holiday for people who work. I don't work. I play with you guys. Okay, now I'm going to trim this away. Oh my God, I got to do this way, this way. Oh my gosh, y'all. You know how I always tell y'all, whenever you're going to take your hoop out of the machine, always put it on a firm, flat surface. Never cut or do work in the hoop on your lap or, up in the air or whatever. I saw it on the cruise. I saw it on the cruise constantly. People had their hoops and they had it like this, leaning up against a table, and they were cutting. And I was like, don't do that. And then I saw people, I'm not kidding you. That needle was going around, right? Or the hoop's going around, needle's in the same place. She's got her fingers right here, right next to it. And I just was like, I was having kittens. I'm like, girl, get your fingers away from that needle. I put my hands in the sewing field, but I keep my fingers 4, 5, 6 inches away. I might smooth fabric as it's coming around, but oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. It was only a miracle that we did not have bloody fingers. As close as people were getting their fingers to the needle, I couldn't believe it. That is crazy. Y'all don't do that. I don't know why people feel the need to get their fingers right up next to there and smooth and smooth. It doesn't make a hill of beans difference. It just, I'm serious. That seriously gave me anxiety. I don't understand. Anyway. When you're trimming, trim, if you're right-handed, trim clockwise. You can get closer to your seam line because the lower blade is closer to the thread. The lower blade on the scissors. Okay. You need to get right up on there on this. I don't want any of that poking out underneath. Yeah, I definitely saw good and bad embroidery habits on the cruise. You guys have got to respect that machine and the needle. I mean, that's like send you to the doctor kind of thing. When you get an embroidery needle in there, that is not cool. All right. So what's next? What's next is a placement line for the other peach. Okay. Why can't you trim with the hoop against the table? So, Avi, what happens is in an embroidery hoop, if you're not hooped super tight, you'll get play in that stabilizer. Okay. You'll get play in the stabilizer. And depending on how tightly it's hooped or not, you might get movement in there. And if you get movement, your registration marks, which are like the outlines that go around things, they won't be right. You'll be disappointed. It's just it's a bad habit it's a bad habit. You always need something firm behind your hoop whenever you're doing any kind of work. And that's going to prevent shifting of the stabilizer in the hoop, whether it's traditional hooping or a magnetic hoop or whatever. You always want to do that. Oh, wait. What am I doing? I'm talking. I'm not even paying attention. Let me get this other piece of peach foam cut down here. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this right. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that right. Oh, I see. I messed that up. I can recover that. No big deal. Your friend is a repeat member of the Needle and the Finger Club. Yeah, you guys don't, oh my word. I think that only those first peaches were supposed, I don't think those first peaches were supposed to have foam. Now they're all going to be puffy. I think the design was so that only that big, I'm talking and I'm not paying attention to the instructions. That's okay. I'm going to do something. I can fix that. Are you pacing, Frito? What are you pacing for? She always lays right next to this door every day. She sleeps there all the time. I'm going to do a needle plus minus and move that back. Do they provide the machines for the cruise? Yes. Yeah, they were Genomi's this time. Yeah, most sewing cruises you will get, let me do needle plus minus. You'll get the machine on the cruise. There. I need peach fabric. So I need a light peach and a dark peach. Those look like solid peaches. You know, this is the last month for this one, and I have a whole bunch of fabric that I ended up never using. That was weird. Okay, I'm going to stitch this down. So you can never have too many puffy peaches. That's right, Bernadette. Stop. Oh, hold on a second. I got a boo-boo I got to fix. I don't know if they've released the next set. I know that they are, I know they were taking pre-orders for them. Yeah, I got a wrinkle. I saw that, Midge. Thanks. I saw it. I got to fix that. Now, I should have taped that down. Yeah. Definitely should have taped that down, right? Not a big deal. We can fix it. We can fix it. Not a big deal. So I'll show you something really cool that you can do. When you make a mistake like this, see that big boo-boo right there? Look at that. See that big boo-boo? So what you can do is just stitch a whole nother piece of fabric right on top of it. Nobody would be the wiser. So this is where it should have been taped down, not me holding it with my fingers for sure. Yeah. So I got to fix that. That's because I'm sitting here yakking with you guys and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, those Dollar Tree silicone spatulas are great for that. I saw that. Somebody was showing that one time, and I really liked that. You can use Purple Fang, too. Those are good. Let me get this out of here. I got that wrinkle. And I'm just going to cut the wrinkle out, the excess fabric. Just going to cut it out so it lays flat. Okay. So I'll show you guys what I did. Easy fix when you do that, provided you've got more fabric. So I'm going to trim away this fabric from right around the edge here. But what I did is I got in and I cut the wrinkle open. Let me trim this off. This is why I love machine embroidery. So crazy forgiving. Okay. So what happened was I got a wrinkle in it. And so I just cut open the wrinkle. All right. I just sliced it open, laid it down. And now I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to put it right on top of it again. And let me tape it. Where's my other scissors? My problem is I got too much fabric is the problem. You know, this is not an exact science, and I don't get all wound up about this kind of stuff. So I'm just looking for a piece. Okay, so right here. Okay. Cut this off. There. This is why you tape your stuff. Just make sure it stays smooth while the needle goes around it. There. That'll work. Now, nobody will know but you and me that there's two pieces of fabric there. So then I'll go into the needle plus minus. I'm going to go right there. Okay. That'll stitch that down. Perfect. There we go. The more room you have, the more you buy. You know, I have found that I've become more strategic about what I bring into my sewing room. I try to be a little bit more strategic about that because, you know, the amount of it can be overwhelming. Some people that kind of chaos, they're happy like that. Me, if I don't have a place for everything and everything in its place, you know, that old thing our grandmas used to tell us, I get a little overwhelmed and it's stressful to me. So I am trying to be a little more strategic about what I buy. Look at how perfect those peaches turned out. How about that? Let's see. My little iron. I don't know that I need my iron on for the whole project, but I'll have it on. Smooth out stuff. Ta-da! Oh, we're past our hour. But I'm making peaches and having fun. Okay. There. So that's done. That's good. Love it. I'm going to get a couple of pins here. And that I'm going to pin this down and make that nice and flat. So anyway, awesome. We'll see. Look, I love it when I make mistakes so I can show you guys how to fix it. Now that's perfect. Look at that. It turned out beautiful. And you cannot tell that there's a piece of boo-boo fabric under there. Embroidery is so forgiving. So forgiving. That's one of the things I love about it. So I'm going to finish working on this, or I might finish it with y'all tomorrow. I don't know. Probably finish it with you guys tomorrow. You thought I was going to make home mini quilt by Wanderlane. Yeah, Wendy, I'll get to it. Probably next week. Well, actually, that's for July, and we're not there yet. So I just finished the June Be My Honey in May for June. So I'll get to the home one. That's next month. Yeah. So you can always recover. Just throw another piece of fabric on top of it, stitch it again. Nobody will be the wiser. All right, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. We'll finish up our peaches tomorrow, and I will talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye. Thumbs up. Subscribe.